Says66 here. Just want to talk about 3 podcasts you should check out. 3 really good podcasts. The first one is Relapse Records podcast. It's a once a month podcast. They do every month at the beginning of the month, on the 1st, sometimes on the 1st or the 2nd. The new one just came out, and it's really, really good. It's July's episode. What they do is they feature everything from what's new singles, new stuff coming out from Relapse Records, because it's the Relapse podcast. So if you want to keep up with Relapse Records and find out everything what happened in July, check out the Relapse Record podcast. I'll have a link to it because it's on YouTube. They post on their YouTube channel, so check it out. I'll have a link in the description box. Then there's another one, Death Talks. They're on episode 47 right now. It's a few weeks old, but they should have a new one coming out pretty soon. I'm hoping they should. They've been updating. And they didn't say anything about quitting, so. But it's on the Death Wish. If you ever heard of Death Wish Inc. I think just Death Wish. The record label. This is their podcast. They post it on their YouTube channel too. They talk about everything they do at the record label. All the new releases, all the concerts that are coming out. New concerts that they're posting. So you can find out where the bands are going to be playing at. It's a pretty good podcast. It's really good. I really enjoy it. The last one was July 14th. Episode 47. It's called the Death Talk Podcast. I'll have that in the link description too. But it's a really good podcast. You can stay up to date with the record label. So if you want to find anything out about this record label, just check out their podcast and you'll be able to find out everything. The next one is Talking Metal. That's a really, really good podcast. You should really check it out. They talk about everything in heavy metal. Everything. Arch Enemy, Anthrax, All That Remains, is some of the stuff. But this one is the newest, August 2nd. And they just talk about everything metal. What's going on in the metal world. It's 1 hour and 9 minutes. But the new one just came out today. So check it out. It's called the Talking Metal Podcast. Please check it out because it's a really, really good podcast. Please support all these podcasts. They're all free. So, let me play this one.
It's so hypnotizing and captivating.
This is a little bit of the Relapse Records podcast.
Honestly, you could probably stare at it for hours. Awesome track, and I'm really, really looking forward to this album. I know a lot of people are as well. Red Fang's just one of those bands where they're super accessible for people unfamiliar with this genre of music, but they'll still kick you right in the ass. Anyways, welcome to the Relapse Podcast. Steve here as always, smack dab in the middle of this hot summer. It's officially the second half of the year, so time to highlight everything, kicking it off. On top of all that, I'm joined a little later by Into Armour. Their new album, Paradise Gallows, was released a few weeks ago. It is easily one of my favorite albums of the year so far, and I saw even in the beginning of the year, people were putting it on things to look out for 2016 lists, highly anticipated 2016 lists, and it definitely lived up to the expectations, if not exceeded them. Especially with their live performances. I saw them at St. Vitus Bar. They played just about the whole album, and it was by far one of the best live performances I've seen all year, if not probably the past 5 years. It was a ride of emotions from beginning to end, just pummeling and just fucking ripping your heart out, and then placing it back in, and then ripping it right back out again. We got a lot of cool things to talk about, so you do not want to miss that. Right now, though,
That's the Relapse Podcast. You heard a little bit of it. It's an hour and 45 minutes, but it's a really, really good podcast. Just like he said, what you heard from him, that's what you're getting, and it's really cool stuff. So, he even talked about that album, so check that out. I'm gonna have a link to this podcast, because I check it out every month. That's how good it is. I check out all of them, but this one's once a month. So please check it out. So that's about it on the podcast. Rate, comment, like, subscribe to my channel, because if you don't, you won't get this. So please subscribe to my channel. Stuff like this you'll be getting. Just so please. So now you know a few more podcasts to listen to that are really good. So rate, comment, like, subscribe. Please subscribe so you can keep up to date. Get notifications on your phone or email or wherever you get it. Like, comment in the box. If you think, tell me if you ever heard about these podcasts. If you ever checked them out, which ones you like, which ones you didn't like, or tell me if you like all of them. Tell me if this is your favorite podcast. These are your favorite podcasts, or tell me some that you have found that I didn't know about in the comment box. I'm trying to find out more, so tell me if you know of any other podcasts. I know the Metal Sucks podcast, and I know the Metal Injection, just to let you know. I know those two, so this is about it, and I'm out.